You were born to run. Did you know that running is the only sport that you are meant to do for a lifetime? The only sport where you can be better at 60, 70, and beyond than you were in your 20s or 30s. The only sport that you can continue to do without injury for eternity, right? It doesn't break down your tendons. It's not bad for your joints, right? We're not doing a lot of lateral movement. However, with that said, let's keep in mind that improper running is detrimental to the body. And so that's why this is so important as we go through this challenge and we show up each day, that we do the work, that we try the exercises, and we try to make our stride in such a way that we can do it for a lifetime, so that not only will we show up to the Turkey Trot this year, but we will show up to a Turkey Trot in 50 years as well. And so, as we get into today's workout, I want you to really focus on today as finding an all-day pace for you, finding a pace that you can run for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 hours, right? Find that all-day pace for you. And the only thing that I want you to do, other than just go out there and finding an all-day, an easy pace, something that's easy for the joints, is that final mile to be your fastest mile. So it doesn't matter if you're slowing down or speeding up throughout the workout today. Just go out there, just have fun, but make sure that final mile is that fastest mile, so that we do have something in the tank. Because if we can't run a little bit faster that last mile, then we've probably gone too fast for our run today. As one of my good friends and triathletes would say, especially when I started to run longer distances, she said, if you can't run a marathon, then you're probably going too fast. So just a reminder for you, if you go out there and you start to slow down because your body is tense or tight or sore, then you've gone out there too fast. And so, just know that as we go out there and we try to find this pace. And for today, for a distance that you could shoot for, try to run at least the distance of the race that you are running on Thanksgiving Day. So if that's a 10K for you, then go out there and run a 10K. But know that you could also run longer too. So maybe you do want to push yourself a little bit. Maybe you want to go, instead of 10K, you run 15K out there. Or if you're doing a 5K Thanksgiving, maybe you run a 10K. And just go out there and find some all-day pace that you can run at comfortably, and just push yourself the last mile. Because this sport is something that I have started to really love, a sport that I hated before. So just a little story about me, how I got into this. Every time I would go out there and run, even a 5K, like a 5K was about the furthest I could go. And I would get done with the 5K and I'd really need a few days to recover from that race, until I actually learned how I was built to run and I changed my stride. Then I was able to go out there for 10 miles, 11 miles, 12 miles and beyond, without feeling those pains. And so the more I got into actually studying running and studying some of the great runners out there, you just meet so many inspiring people in their 80s and beyond that are out there running ultra marathons. For example, one woman, Sister Buder, she's they call her the Iron Nun, because she's actually competed in 45 Ironman competitions, and she's 92 years old and still going out there and still doing it strong. But the most amazing thing I find in her story is that she didn't even do her first triathlon until she was 52 years old. So if you're someone who's younger than 52, then you got some time before you even have to start that. And she would always say, if the only failure is not trying. So just keep that in mind today. The only failure is not trying. So just go out there, find a comfortable pace, and get in your long run for today. And we'll see you again tomorrow.